I made a video last September where I restored a milkshake maker called Milkshakes in History from Robinson's Drug Store in Dayton, Tennessee. Today I'm going to bring you another item that Bill asked me to restore from the drugstore, which came from the pharmacy inn where they filled the prescriptions. And here is the pharmacy scale from Robinson's Drug Store that Bill brought me to restore. Actually, his sister is an attorney, and he wanted to give this to her. It's sort of like these are scales in here for weighing the drugs that the pharmacist, when they fill prescriptions, then they weigh them out by hand, put them on a delicate scale, and put the ingredients together. Rather than most things nowadays, the pharmacy just dispenses them medications that they order in that are pre-made, but they made many of their own medicines. And of course, this thing is quite old, sad shape. He wants to give it to his sister to display in her office, and it's part of the family history. Whoa. Not in very good shape. There's the parts. You can see this really needs some work. So I'm going to try to clean it up and put it all together and get it in working condition. It's got a marble base here, or marble top that sits on top of the cabinet. And all the copper items and brass items, are in really bad shape. Corroded and rusted. The top is pitted and worn. And the components inside are just loose at this point, are not attached. So we're going to see what we can do with this. Another component to fill in the prescription is this numbering machine. I had a video on this and I deleted it somehow. Don't you hate it when that happens? Man. Anyway, you can see the condition of it was really rough shape when I got it. And well, I'll show it later in the video. I wanted to show a side-by-side here of what it looks like. Restored the difference. Quite a bit of difference in this. And of course, that's what I was assigned to do. Bring it back to life. Get it looking good. So I'll cover it later in the video and show the functions of it. But I wanted to show you the beginning and the restored version here. And these are the weights used on the scales measuring out the medicine. Definitely a job for Flitz. That brass was really heavily tarnished. And of course, Flitz did the job. They look great. Got different sizes, 20 gram, 50 gram, 200 gram, 100 gram. All different sizes. There's one that's 20 gram, 10 gram. So all these different weights were used on the scale to balance, to weigh out the medicine that they mixed. And of course, it's cleaned up nicely with the Flitz and will help make the whole set look nice. For a good amount of work. In pretty good shape here. All the little brass parts shined, the wood cleaned and waxed. New glass installed in here. Found some hinges off of it. Couldn't find anything. Couldn't get to the hardware store. Couldn't go shopping, so I found some hinges off of an old item. Cleaned them up. Adjusted them to fit. installed them on here. These are the little trays that the medicine fits in. There's the scale. You adjust the scale, lift them, and adjust the scale. The weighing mechanism that was put back together. First, you put the medicines on these trays, and of course, another item that was completely. These were black and green and really solid. I couldn't even get them all clean with the flits. I actually had to brush them and clean them off before I could even start shining them with the flits. Just the flits alone, I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and it was so heavy and corroded on there, it just was beyond hope. But these are the little weights in grams, but for a few grams up to 100, 200 grams. And that goes on one end of the scale, like so. Medicine goes in like so. And then the medicine goes in the other side to balance it out. So that's how the pharmacist determined how much medicine. He weighed out the different items, mixed them together. But this piece will be a nice showpiece for his sister's office. In addition to the weights and the scale, here's the other item restored, which is the stamp. And this stamp is metered for consecutive, repeat, or duplicate. You set the gauge on it, and it puts the numbers on there. If you wanted them repeat, you stamped it. You stamped the actual ticket itself. You stamped the prescription, and then you stamped the records that you kept. So everything is numbered the same. It's made by Bates Numbering Machine. It says patented, but it doesn't have a date. This was, if you remember, it was blackened, corroded, and really rough shape. Actually painted the exterior of it here, this portion of it. And the rest was all items that just were cleaned and lubricated and worked on to get them in working condition. We'll give it a try. By golly, we got a number, don't we? It's a little faint because the ink is, I don't know how many years old. Same ink pad that was in there. And they say to use only factory ink pads. And of course, I don't have anything available. So this will now sit on a display. And it was quite a chore, quite a challenge, but a nice piece of history. And especially important to Bill and his family, because Bill, his father, and his grandfather worked in that store for many, many years, in the family drugstore, the one that had the soda fountain. And here's the prescription portion of it. Thanks for watching.